As you guys know, I struggled with a long list of chronic health issues for a very long time. And I know exactly what it feels like to try everything and nothing works. You literally feel broken beyond repair. No quality of life, spending most days surviving rather than thriving. And I also know what it feels like to come out on the other side. And I know what it takes to get there. And that's what we're going to learn today. As I thought about what I wanted to share with you guys today, I kept coming back to words that I would have given anything to understand during my own struggles. Here's what I wish I'd known. You cannot heal using the same approach that made you unwell and the same approach that is keeping you unwell. Meaning we cannot heal until we change. Until we change our internal state, no amount of doing, no amount of diets, supplements, detoxes, protocols will make this shift. And I know a lot of you here, just like myself, will be tempted to use the same approach, the hyper focusing on the symptoms, the physical aspect of the program. How many calories should I eat? What foods should I avoid? What supplements should I take? What breathing exercises should I do today to help with my anxiety? Trying to do everything right, obsessing over every rule and detail, thinking that if you do enough, if you perfect your healing regimen, maybe then you will heal. If you do it all just right. The main reason that people struggle to heal is because they try to change what they're doing without changing why they're doing it. Perfect example of this right now. Millions of people setting New Year's resolutions. Goals to eat healthier, maybe they want to lose weight, they want to exercise more. But 95% of these people making these goals will fail to achieve them within about the first 3 weeks. Why? Because you cannot change what you do sustainably until you understand why you do it. We can't just change this little behavior until we understand what drives the behavior. And most of the reason you do what you do is buried in the subconscious mind. 95% of who we are, our behaviors, our habits, these patterns are buried in the unconscious mind. So when we set these goals with our conscious mind, right, which makes up about 5% of our total mind, we fail because it's the subconscious mind that controls our behaviors. This is really important to understand. The part of your mind that you're not consciously aware of is what is shaping who you are and causing what you do. And it's running on autopilot. My favorite quote of all time, until we make the unconscious conscious, it will direct our life and we will call it fate. So until we become aware of the patterns that shape our outcome, we will continue to be led by them, continue to get the same undesired result. And this is why the first step to healing is becoming aware of what is in the subconscious mind, the beliefs and the programs that are limiting your ability to heal and change. Because without addressing and changing these underlying programs, healing won't happen. And no amount of discipline or willpower, which is what most people try to use this time of year. I just need to have more discipline. I need to be. No amount of discipline and willpower will be enough because discipline and willpower do not stand a chance against the subconscious programming of our mind. And underneath so many of your struggles Underneath so many of your inability to heal lies a belief in the subconscious mind that is keeping you stuck. Beliefs like, I'm not worthy of healing. I'm too busy to do the work. I don't have enough time. Or I'll always struggle with these health issues. Healing is too difficult. Whatever it is. Maybe you feel like there's something so wrong with you, you can't heal. And all of this exposes the fact that your motivation to heal and what is driving your behaviors is stemming from a place of fear. And that is what our bodies reflect. Our bodies don't just reflect what we do, they reflect why we do it. And when we come from a place of fear and we are motivated by fear, healing can't happen. As we just talked about, all healing boils down to the brain receiving more messages of safety than messages of danger. So we're motivated by fear. Everything we go to do, eating a certain way, supplementing a certain way, moving a certain way, breathing a certain way, our bodies reflect that state. And we just get more of the same. Our beliefs literally create our reality. So if we want a new reality, we have to uncover the beliefs that are keeping us from being able to heal and achieving this new reality. This is why I want to make sure every single one of you takes the limiting beliefs exercise really seriously. And I don't just want you to complete it once. I want you to spend the next 30 days becoming more aware, more curious about what it is that you do believe and how those beliefs are shaping your reality. Because when we change our beliefs, we change our behaviors. And when we change our behaviors, we change patterns. And when we change patterns, our entire life changes. Speaking of patterns, I'm already seeing some patterns surface in the community chat. So many of you right now are feeling overwhelmed with the program, all of the information in the program. And overwhelm is likely a common theme in your life. So I just want you to notice the pattern and understand, I'll say it again, that we cannot heal in a state of overwhelm. But with awareness and understanding comes choice. And when we choose a new way of being, we get a new outcome. I think a lot of us here believe that there's some external thing in our life that causes us to feel a certain way. This program makes me feel overwhelmed. Your symptoms cause you fear or stress. Your skin issues cause shame. But when we look closer, those patterns, those feelings were likely already present, deeply ingrained. And when we have these deeply ingrained tendencies and patterns, our lives continue to reflect them until we're able to notice them, take them from the unconscious mind and bring them out into our conscious awareness. And then we can choose a new way of being. But until we are able to observe and notice those old patterns that are not serving us, we can't change them. Another thing I would have given anything to hear during my struggles. Your body does not just reflect what you're doing, it reflects how you're doing it, meaning it reflects who you're being when you're doing the things. So many of you here are doing all of the things, but they're not working. And the reason for this is our bodies mirror the state that we're in when we do those things, not just the actions themselves. This is why you can eat the healthiest diet, take the supplements, follow all these fancy protocols. But if you don't change your state, which is shaped by your thoughts and your emotions, That healthy diet won't heal you. That supplement won't heal you. Because we can't heal when we're in a state of shame or fear or whatever it is. You can imagine someone trapped in a state of fight or flight with all this unresolved trauma, emotional pain just simmering below the surface, stuck in a constant cycle of negative thoughts. But they're doing everything right externally. They're eating the cleanest diet and they've eliminated all the inflammatory foods and they're exercising and they're breathing and they're detoxing. They're doing all of these things. But they're missing the most critical piece. As long as their body remains in this stressed state, it won't be able to even absorb those nutrients and use those nutrients to heal. It won't be able to get into a state of rest and repair. The only state the body can heal in is rest and repair. So these actions themselves are not enough. Our bodies don't just reflect what we do, they reflect why and how we do them. And so it's not enough to follow all the right diets and the right routines if the energy and mindset behind them is rooted in stress and fear. We have all this unresolved emotional pain simmering below the surface. Healing starts when we shift our inner state and we start addressing this deeper pain and suffering and creating an environment, an internal environment where healing can actually start to unfold. And that is what makes this program so powerful. For the next 30 days and beyond, we're going to focus on changing why and how we do these things, why and how we come to these healing practices. And this is what elevates our state. And it's why so many experience healing in this program, not because we make these diet changes and we start with this detox alone, but because we shift our state and we become aware of the old, outdated one, the old, outdated patterns that have led us to being unwell, and we consciously create new ones.